Some shows don't need a celebrity narrator to introduce the show, but this show does. In a world filled with endless opportunities, why would two men who have built 13 multi-million-dollar businesses altruistically invest 5 hours per day to teach you the best practice business systems and moves that you can use? Because they believe in you, and they have a lot of time on their hands. They started from the bottom, now they're here. It's the Thrivetime show starring the former U.S. Small Business Administration's Entrepreneur of the Year, Clay Clark, and the entrepreneur trapped inside an optometrist's body, Dr. Robert Zollner. 2 men, 8 kids, co-created by 2 different women, 13 multi-million-dollar businesses.
Get ready to enter the Thrivetime show.
We started from the bottom, now we here. We started from the bottom and we'll show you how to get here. We started from the bottom, now we here. We started from the bottom, now we here.
We started from the bottom, now we're on the top. Teaching you the systems to get what we got. Colton Dixon's on the hooks, I break down the books. Z's bringing some wisdom and the good looks. As the father of 5, that's why I'm a dive. So if you see my wife and kids, please tell them hi. It's the C&Z up on your radio. And now 3, 2, 1, here we go.
We started from the bottom, now we here. We started from the bottom and we'll show you how to...
Yes, and yes. James, on today's edition of the Thrivetime Show, we're talking about how to deal with customer complaints. And on a bigger level, there's this quote out there that says, this is a quote here, the only way to avoid criticism is to do nothing, say nothing, be nothing. That's the only way. Now, again, a lot of times you have quotes, and these quotes get attributed to Aristotle, then they get attributed to Abraham Lincoln. Next thing you know, we're saying, well, Trump said that, and I think that any wise person has probably said this at some point. So but again, the main quote is, the only way to avoid criticism is to say nothing, do nothing, be nothing. What does that mean in your mind?
Well, it means if you don't want to get criticized, don't do anything. And everyone that's doing something will get criticized no matter what you're doing.
Exactly. And I think this is really important because as we are talking about how to deal with customer complaints, I think it's easy to go, I would never get a customer complaint. Never. Okay, well, then you're probably not doing a lot of business. I mean, that's probably the only way that I can think of to avoid all criticism is to not have a business.
Right.
Now, because I've been self-employed since I was 15 years old, I think that uniquely positions me to be an expert on dealing with complaints.
An expert. Oh, yeah. Here we go.
Okay, so let me walk you through this, though, real quick, though. Seriously. So I ran a company called DJconnection.com. For anybody out there who wants to look it up, I don't own it. I haven't owned it for over 10 years. It was called DJconnection.com. This company was massively successful. We were doing 4,000 weddings a year, okay? Now, we're doing 4,000 weddings a year, and less than 2% of the customers were upset. And I know this because we would call the bride after every wedding and ask them to leave us a review. We'd call them and say, hey, I'd love to get your feedback on your wedding, on the performance of the entertainer, the DJ, on a scale of 1 to 10. If 10 is awesome and 1 is terrible, please leave us a review to tell us how we're doing. And the bride would tell us. This is before Google reviews, but they would tell us. And I'd say, so you're saying like a 9 or an 8 or a 7. Okay, what can we do to improve? And why would I do that after every wedding? Why would I have a quality control loop?
So you could always get better.
Okay, so now if you imagine that you were a DJ who worked for me at that time. Imagine you were a disc jockey, okay? And you knew that after the wedding that your pay was tied to the happiness of the bride. So the bride's perspective of how well you did affects your pay. So I told the bride, I would tell all the brides and the DJs, I would say, after your wedding, we're going to call you and ask you how happy you were with the disc jockey's performance, and your review will determine the DJ's pay. And the DJ knows this. So if you leave the DJ a review that's like a 10 or a 9 or an 8, he's going to get paid this. Essentially, he'll double his pay. Now, if he gets a bad review, like it's 7 or less, their pay is a lot less. So the guy can go from making, let's say, $150 to DJ that wedding, to provide disc jockey services for that big event, that corporate event, that wedding, or he can make $300. Why did that work?
Because it made all the DJs try their hardest to do a great job.
Okay, so again, let's talk about this for a second. So how do you avoid criticism? Well, you say nothing, you do nothing, you be nothing. Okay, we got it. Okay, we're gonna attribute said quote to Aristotle. Okay, but again, there's a lot of people who've said this. Okay, but the quote is: "There's only one way to avoid criticism: do nothing, say nothing, and be nothing." Now, quality control loop. If you own a business today and you're listening today, why would you, James, if you're out there listening today and you own a business, you're a automotive repair shop, you're a lawyer, you're a doctor, you're a dentist, you're a photographer, videographer, eyelash extension business, you are, and again, on part 2 of today's show, I'm going to share with you some testimonials of actual clients that we've helped to grow. But why do you think that I would insist that every one of my clients would call every one of their customers after they've provided service and ask for a review? Why would I do that?
Well, so you could hold your employees accountable.
Interesting. So you'd want the feedback, right?
Right.
Okay. So again, but this is big though. So if you have a business and you want to grow that thing, you've got to follow up. It's called a quality control loop. Okay. Or maybe you call it a feedback loop. Okay. The value of these feedback loops. Again, I'm calling if you're out there listening today and you have a business and you want to grow that thing. One of the most important things you can do, there's so many things to do, but one important thing to do is you call every single customer after you've provided service and you ask them for their feedback. And you get the feedback, and then you want to ask them for an objective Google review, video review, that kind of thing. But when you get the complaint, that shouldn't be shocking. If you're doing 4,000 events a year and 2% of the brides are upset, that means, let's do some hard math here. Hard math, folks. We're going 4,000. 4,000 times 0.02 is 80. So I'm getting 80 brides a year telling me, you ruined my wedding. You know,
every week.
Every week it would be like 1.5 brides.
Nice.
Who are super mad. You ruined my wedding. I mean, every time. And you know why I got one a week? Because 2% of the customers were pissed. And the only way to not have a customer who is pissed, again, is to do what?
Nothing.
Right? That's interesting. So as we do these conferences, every time we do them, again, if it's a business conference, if it's a Reawaken tour event, whatever it is, there's going to be about 2% of people that are pissed. Let me give you an example. If I feature Eric Trump or Kash Patel, or I feature, for the Reawaken tour, or for the business conferences that I've been doing since 2005, if I feature a guy who used to run Harley Davidson, I've done that before. Or if I feature one of the world's top public relations experts like Michael Levine, or if I interview the author of E-Myth Revisited, or I interview Robert Kiyosaki, there's always somebody who will tell me, I don't understand why you interviewed that person. They're not good. It's because that's what's going to happen. It's the only way to avoid criticism is to say nothing, do nothing, and be nothing. But you got to have these quality control loops. So help somebody out there, James, sort that in their mind. They're like, why would you have a quality control loop if you know it's impossible to make everyone happy?
Well, you could always be getting better with your product or service, and then it keeps your employees accountable.
Okay, so I'm going to have you read from, I have a book I've written. My newest book is called A Millionaire's Guide, How to Become Sustainably Rich. And we're going to, if you want to download the book, you can go to thrivetimeshow.com/millionaire. And for everybody out there who says, well, I don't want to be rich. Okay, well, let me just throw this out there. If you are the most patriotic patriot of all time and you want to show your support for your candidate of choice and you want to buy a flag and put the big flag up on your flagpole and celebrate that candidate, that requires money. If you want to send your kids to college or not send them to college, or buy chicken or buy eggs or buy food or buy clothing, or you want to do anything at all, it requires money. And then you can use said money to do whatever you want to do. But if you don't have money, you sort of don't have, you're not in the conversation.
Right.
You're not, people really don't frankly care. So if you're out there today and you're like, I don't care about money, just go live under this bridge and push this cart and just don't even care about money under this cart with this bridge. I'm just pushing my cart under the bridge and I got this cardboard box and got this tarp and this cart. Have you noticed that every homeless guy has a cardboard sign and they somehow have a Sharpie?
Every one of them.
That's their move. And they write on there, please help,
Yeah.
So you can find the balance of how wealthy you want to be. But we're just going to read here from this book. And if you want to download and read along, folks, you can go to thrivetimeshow.com. thrivetimeshow.com/millionaire. That's thrivetimeshow.com/millionaire. You can download the book for free. We're going to page 99. James, please read from page 99 of said book, sir.
Years ago, I worked with the retail business in which thousands of transactions took place per week. Less than 2% of the customers were ever upset, but you could almost guarantee that the owner was going to be called and asked how to handle nearly 40 customer service issues per week. 2,000 transactions times 2% is 40 customer service issues. When I sat down with the owner to discuss his business, we analyzed where he was spending most of his time, and he explained that it was impossible for him to get anything done because he was dealing with a customer service issue nearly every hour of the day. And we agreed that he would be okay if his frontline team, the staff that interacts with the customers, was empowered to give up to 100% refund to any customer who was dissatisfied.
Okay, real quick. So when somebody calls in and let's say again, some of these conferences, James, that I do will have thousands of people at the event.
Thousands.
And you talk to some people after the event and they'll call and go, that was the best event ever. Thank you.
They're so happy.
But then there is somebody who's like, the parking situation was crazy.
Yes.
And I'm going, that's a sign of a good conference. I mean, if it's sold out. I mean, am I supposed to pour asphalt?
To build a parking lot.
Am I going to build a parking garage for the one night that I'm going to pack it out? I mean, so the insanity of the idea of complaining about parking is whatever.
It's wild.
It's wild. But people are going to do it. So I give you the authority. What are you able to do if you're selling tickets? What are you able to do?
Give refunds.
Right. And you don't have to seek my guidance to do it.
Right.
Why?
Because it'll waste your time.
Right. That's what I'm saying. So you're listening to this show right now. I empower you to go on iTunes and leave a review. In fact, if you do leave a review, if you leave an objective review on iTunes today and you send us a screenshot of it, okay, for today, you actually are entered in for a chance to win a flat screen TV. That's a fact. Also, if you leave an objective review on iTunes today, if you do it today, now this is when the show hits, when it goes out, boom, you do it, boom. You leave an objective review, you screenshot that thing, and you text proof that you've done it to 918-851-0102, 918-851-0102 for today and today alone. You are entered in for a chance to win a backstage pass to one of our conferences, okay?
Boom.
But you can leave an objective review. And you might say, I hate the show. All they focus on is facts and freedom and facts. Okay, that's your opinion. You can do that, and then somebody else might love it, and you can do that, you know. But I think some people think that I need to convert my life into like a call center where I personally get on the phone. You know those call centers where they've clearly outsourced the call center to no longer in America?
Yes.
And they go, oh, thank you for calling. Or did Rita Wicken do it? This is Kevin. And you're like, Kevin, where are you calling from right now? I'm calling from Texas. Yeah, you're not calling from Texas. I am calling from Texas. No, I don't think you're calling from Texas. I don't think. No, this is Kevin from Texas. People think that I should turn my life into a call center where I just personally, every time that somebody gets a haircut at Elephant in the Room, if they're upset, that I should spend my entire day dealing with that complaint, that I should spend my entire day dealing with parking complaints at our conferences that are always sold out. There are people that feel like I should do that. But instead, I give you the authority to do what?
To give refunds.
Right. So if you're out there listening today and you have a business, there are 3 action steps we want to take today, okay? Action step number 1, you want to install a quality control loop. Why do you want a quality control loop in place there, James?
So you could hold your employees accountable and you could make your product and service better.
Yeah, and I could find out, wow, 99% of the attendees who came to our event were very happy, and 1% were irritated. Okay, great. So you know what's going on. That's important. But you're not going to have universal praise because there's only one way. There's only one way to avoid criticism. It is to do nothing, say nothing, and be nothing.
Right.
Step number 2, you want to install guardrails, guardrails and policies to allow your team to deal with 99% of the complaints. All right? Step 3, you must embrace that not everyone is going to like you. And if you run around trying to get everyone to like you, what's going to happen?
you're not going to have any time to do anything that you actually want to do. You're going to be pleasing everyone, and you can't please yourself.
That's how it works. So if you're out there today and you want to attend one of our in-person Thrivetime Show workshops, let me tell you how it works here, folks. You can buy a ticket by going to thrivetimeshow.com. And the way I do it is I tell people it's $250 or whatever price you want to pay. Now someone goes, what? That's not fair. I paid $250. How come the other guy's paying $8? That's so shady. I don't know. Because I want to help people that need a hand up because I grew up poor and that's what I want to do. It doesn't make me a horrible guy or a great guy. That's just what I want to do. And I'm okay that somebody out there doesn't like it. You know, I did a show a while back and one of my longtime clients happens to be Asian. Okay. So I'm doing the show. And one of my longtime clients listens to the show. He loved the show. Because on the show, I kept doing the thing where I was saying, there's no square, just no corner, just circle. No corner, just circle. It's a circle, quality circle. A circle, no corner, circle, quality. Provide service, give feedback. The circle. And my client, who happens to be Asian, is like, that's so awesome. It reminds me of my dad. And I'm like, what do you mean? He goes, my dad talks like that. Because his dad is first generation immigrant. So he's like, my dad would say, you're super. You're so super. You do a good job. You know, and he's like, no matter how long we lived in America, he would talk like that. And he's like, so when you were talking about, there is no corner, just quality circle. I love the circle. No corner, just circle. He's like, I loved it because I was like reflecting back to my dad who's deceased and just him saying things because he knew very little English. So he would like repeat the things in English like, you're doing very good job. Good job. You are doing very good. You know, he didn't have a whole lot of other. Now he could like speak articulately in his native tongue, but he's like, that was awesome. And he thanked me for it. Meanwhile, I got lit up on bad comments from people like, you're so racist, you know? Or I did almost an entire show where I was talking about being an Oklahoman and what that means. And, you know, in Oklahoma, a lot of people tend to talk, in Oklahoman, they tend to kind of, hey man, how's it going? If you go to the store and you go buy something from the local store, to a gas station, local hardware store, a lot of times you'll walk in and people say, welcome into the store. How you doing, man? You know, and there's a little bit of that. You say, I'm doing fine. Well, it's good to see you. I'll tell you what. You know, and I'm probably talking too fast. There's a little bit slower. So it's like well, I'll tell you what, man. It's good to see you in here. You need anything else? And you almost feel like, can you talk a little faster? But there's a little bit of that slow southern drawl where they're, pump number 2's on for you right there, buddy. You need anything? There's just a little bit of a slower pace, and I like it. And one of our listeners reached out, told me, I loved it when you were talking Oklahoma because that's how I talk, and I appreciate that. But again, somebody else is, you're ripping on people from Oklahoma, you judgmental jerk. So you can't do, you know, the imitations because that would bother somebody. You can't offer a money-back guarantee for something because that'll irritate somebody. You can't offer a scholarship price. You can't do anything really. I mean, for the speakers, for the Reawakened Tour, people say, man, I love those speakers. Some people say, I don't like your speakers at all. So the only way to like make everyone happy is to just not have an event or not have a business or not. So I encourage everybody out there today. The moral of the story is there's only one way to avoid criticism, and that is to say nothing, do nothing. It's to do nothing, say nothing, and be nothing. That's the only way to avoid criticism. And I encourage you today, again, that quote is, there's only one way to avoid criticism. Do nothing, say nothing, and be nothing. So if you're out there today and you want to be something, I would encourage you to go to thrivetimeshow.com. You can request tickets for our in-person workshops. You can always name your price if you're in a top spot or if you're in a tough spot. And we have over 2,000 client success stories that you can watch their video testimonials up there today at thrivetimeshow.com. You just click on the testimonials button. They're right there. You can see real clients we've helped to achieve real growth. And with that being said, we're going to end this show with a boom because boom stands for big, overwhelming, optimistic momentum. And that's what it's going to take to grow your business and to turn your life from ordinary into extraordinary. So now, without any further ado, James, are you ready?
Ready.
Here we go. 3, 2, 1, boom!
Hey, how's it going? I'm Thomas Crossan, owner and founder of Full Package Media in Dallas, Texas. I've been a coaching client with Clay Clark since the beginning of our business. We started about a year ago, August of last year. I had no clients, no idea what we were doing, no clue really what was going on. And now we've grown to where we've got 6 photographers, we've got office space here. I have an admin, sales person that works for us full time. developing an online system, and a lot of that growth we attribute to Clay helping us. And there's so many things that, his stuff is not revolutionary. It's not this crazy walk on hot coals and all this stuff. It's just real stuff. And like group interviews, we were totally against group interviews. We were like, no, we're different and we're special, and we need to do one-on-one interviews so we can find good quality candidates and not just kind of do this group interview thing. And we tried that and we failed miserably. We did group interviews. Now we do them every 2 weeks. And it's awesome. It works good. We always have kind of an influx of new people that we can train, get going. He's helped us a lot with our website, graphic design, SEO. SEO is another thing that I thought before I started this business and before Clay that it was kind of a joke, or something that only your Apples of the world and Amazon could get to the top of Google. But Clay said, no, just do these things. Follow these steps and you'll get there. And I think now we look today and we're number 2 for Dallas real estate photography. If you don't believe me, you can look. So we're getting to the top of there. That's really cool. It's really awesome to get leads that people will call you and say, hey, I found you on Google. We want to hear about your services. So that's really great. I'd say there's nobody out there that's not a good coaching client for Clay. Anyone, regardless of the business, it's not about what the business is, what the specialty is. It's about following the steps, doing what he says. It's a good thing. An hour a week, it gets you on track and keeps you kind of in line of what you're doing and what you shouldn't be doing. And it's good to kind of give you some flow and future goals of your business. And I remember our first meeting, we set our goals, and our goal was to do 16 shoots a week. And at the time, me and my business partner / girlfriend Gretchen were like, "Oh, we're never gonna do 16 a week. That's just like crazy." And today we're doing 9, and we did about 54 last week. So he's helped us grow. We put in a lot of hours, a lot of hard work as well. But if you follow his steps and do what he says, there's a lot of principles that he's kind of taught and instilled in us that help us. So. Clay Clark is the way to go. I wouldn't venture out to find someone else. They'd be more expensive and a lot more fluff and no real actionable work and things to get your business growing. So that's the way to go. Thanks.
I showed you.
Things. Oh, you smell like a winner. You smell like you are.
Ladies and gentlemen, the judges score.
The Thrivetime Show, 2-day interactive business workshops, are the highest and most reviewed business workshops on the planet.
You can learn the proven 13-point business systems that Dr. Zellner and I have used over and over to start and grow successful companies. We get into the specific steps on what you need to do to optimize your website. We're going to teach you how to fix your conversion rate. We're going to teach you how to do a social media marketing campaign that works. How do you raise capital? How do you get a small business loan? We teach you everything you need to know here during a 2-day, 15-hour workshop. It's all here for you. You work every day in your business, but for 2 days you can escape and work on your business and build these proven systems so now you can have a successful company that will produce both the time freedom and the financial freedom that you deserve. You're going to leave energized, motivated, but you're also going to leave empowered. The reason why I've built these workshops is because as an entrepreneur, I always wish that I had this. And because there wasn't anything like this, I would go to these motivational seminars, no money down, real estate, Ponzi scheme, get motivated seminars, and they would never teach me anything. It was like you went there and you paid for the big chocolate Easter bunny, but inside of it, it was a hollow nothingness. And I wanted the knowledge, and they're like, oh, but we'll teach you the knowledge after our next workshop. And the great thing is we have nothing to upsell. At every workshop, we teach you what you need to know. There's no one in the back of the room trying to sell you some next big get-rich-quick,
sales for this week.
hot coals product. It's literally, we teach you the brass tacks, the specific stuff that you need to know to learn how to start and grow a business.
One is
And I encourage
Michael,
you to not
can we
believe
just
what I'm
I was
saying.
want to get
And I want
Jason,
you to
can you
Google
kind of pull this
the
in, maybe?
Z66 auto
Just so you can see it. It's kind of
I
pull
want
it
you to
that way.
Google
Let's get the
elephant
link.
manure.
That's more of a link. I can't tell that the
Robert
link.
Zellner and
It's hard to
Associates. Look them
tell.
up.
and say, are
So
they
that's last year's
successful
sales.
because they're geniuses, or are they successful because they have a proven system? When you do that research, you will discover that the same systems that we use in our own business can be used in your business. Come to Tulsa, book a ticket, and I guarantee you it's going to be the best business workshop ever, and we'll even give you your money back if you don't want it. We've built this facility for you, and we're excited to see it.
There it is. Awesome.
I baked from home for years as I was raising my children and teaching, and it was there that people continually said year after year, Kat, you really need to go into business. You should open a bakery. And I'm thinking, I don't have time to open a bakery. I'm raising 2 kids. I'm getting my master's degree. Not to mention, I know nothing about business. So here I am, I'm super thrilled. My little bakery is being built in Bixby and all is well. We move into the new bakery. The excitement is like over the top. And 3 weeks into it, my husband and I separate. Talk about a blow. That was the most difficult thing I had ever experienced to date. I had that blow, and I did have to make a decision. Am I going to be a big girl? Am I going to get better, or am I going to give up? I couldn't give up. I'm a divorced woman. I have to earn a living. And so 18-hour days, bring it on. Let's do this thing. 4 years later, my business partner's husband, Deemer, asked me a question one day. He said, Kat, are you going to continue treating this business like a hobby? Or are you going to treat it like a business? That was huge for me. That was super significant in pushing me to get help, pushing me to find a way to make it work. Through several people encouraging me to become a thriver with Thrive 15 was without question the pivotal moment in my business. I went from lacking some confidence to becoming empowered through knowledge of how to grow a business. Our sales are 50% plus what they were a year ago. I feel I've regained confidence in myself as an entrepreneur and in my business. Becoming educated through Thrive 15 is what made the difference.
My name is Sharita Bent, and I work on the leadership team here at Thrive15.com. Our team is a group of dynamic individuals, and we work really hard to deliver the goods for our clients. We have a variety of clients. Gosh, we work with people in all industries, dentists, bakers, doctors, lawyers. We work with people stateside. We work with people abroad. Really, we don't have any limits to who will help. We help them with search engine optimization, marketing, making a logo, your business card, what's the most effective way to have your website look cutting edge, branding, social media, leadership skills. I mean, the list I could keep going and going and going. Whereas a company may have a budget for branding or a budget for their advertising. We can take all of those things, handle them here in-house, give you excellent results quickly, efficiently, and for a fraction of the cost. So that's our deal. The one thing that you hear over and over is the excitement and the gratitude for the results that we get for them. Most times people are moved to tears, literally, because they just have maybe been stuck in a place where they're maybe not hitting the goals that they have for themselves, or maybe they are just having no profitability at all. And so it's really neat when we can help them. That is the recurring theme that really warms your heart and makes you really excited for the customer too. We have a system, it works. If you work the system will work for you. And so it's like a win-win. We have something that we know totally works. So you can't beat that.
The number of new customers that we've had is up 411% over last year. We are Jared and Jennifer Johnson. We own Platinum Pest and Lawn and are located in Owasso, Oklahoma. And we have been working with Thrive for business coaching for almost a year now.
Yeah. So what we want to do is we want to share some wins with you guys that we've had by working with Thrive. First of all, we're on the top page of Google now. Okay, I just want to let you know what type of accomplishment this is. Our competition, Orkin, Terminex, they're both $1.3 billion companies. They both have 2,000 to 3,000 pages of content attached to their website. So to basically go from virtually non-existent on Google to up on the top page is really saying something. But that's come by being diligent to the systems that Thrive has, by being consistent and diligent on doing podcasts and staying on top of those podcasts to really help with getting up on with our listening and our ranking there with Google.
And also, we've been trying to get Google reviews, asking our customers for reviews. And now we're the highest rated and most reviewed pest and lawn company in the Tulsa area. And that's really helped with our conversion rate. And the number of new customers that we've had is up 411% over last year.
Wait, say that again. How much are we up?
411%.
Okay, so 411% we're up with our new customers. Amazing.
Right. So not only do we have more customers calling in, we're able to close those deals at a much higher rate than we were before. Right now, our closing rate is about 85%, and that's largely due to, first of all, like our Google reviews that we've gotten people really see that our customers are happy, but also we have a script that we follow. And so when customers call in, they get all the information that they need. That script has been refined time and time again. It wasn't a one and done deal. It was a system that we followed with Thrive in the refining process, and that has obviously the 411% shows that system works.
Yeah. So here's a big one for you. So last week alone, our booking percentage was 91%. We actually booked more deals, more new customers last year than we did the first 5 months. Or I'm sorry, we booked more deals last week than we did the first 5 months of last year from before we worked with Thrive. So again, we booked more deals last week than the first 5 months of last year. And it's incredible. But the reason why we have that success is by implementing the systems that Thrive has taught us and helped us out with. So.
Some of those systems that we've implemented are group interviews. That way we've really been able to come up with a really great team. We've created and implemented checklists. That way everything gets done and it gets done right. It creates accountability. We're able to make sure that everything gets done properly, both out in the field and also in our office. And also doing the podcast, like Jared had mentioned, that has really, really contributed to our success. But that, like I said, the diligence and consistency in doing those and that system has really, really been a big blessing in our lives. And also, it's really shown that we've gotten the success from following those systems.
Yeah. So before working with Thrive, we were basically stuck. Really no new growth with our business. And we were in a rut and we didn't know.
The last 3 years, our customer base had pretty much stayed the same. We weren't shrinking, but we weren't really growing either.
Yeah, and so we didn't really know where to go, what to do, how to get out of this rut that we're in. But Thrive helped us with that. They implemented those systems. They taught us those systems. They taught us the knowledge that we needed in order to succeed. Now it's been a grind. Absolutely, it's been a grind this last year. But we're getting those fruits from that hard work and the diligent effort that we're able to put into it. So again, we were in a rut. Thrive helped us get out of that rut. And if you're thinking about working with Thrive, quit thinking about it and just do it. Do the action, and you'll get the results. It will take hard work and discipline, but that's what it's going to take in order to really succeed. So we just want to give a big shout out to Thrive, a big thank you out there to Thrive. We wouldn't be where we're at now without their help.
Hi, I'm Dr. Mark Moore. I'm a pediatric dentist. Through our new digital marketing plan, we have seen a marked increase in the number of new patients that we're seeing every month, year over year. 1 month, for example, we went from 110 new patients the previous year to over 180 new patients in the same month. And overall, our average is running about 40 to 42% increase month over month, year over year. The group of people required to implement our new digital marketing plan is immense, starting with a business coach, videographers, photographers, web designers. Back when I graduated dental school in 1985, nobody advertised. The only marketing that was ethically allowed in everybody's eyes was mouth-to-mouth marketing. By choosing to use the services, you're choosing to use a proven turnkey marketing and coaching system. that will grow your practice and get you the results that you're looking for. I went to the University of Oklahoma College of Dentistry, graduated in 1983, and then I did my pediatric dental residency at Baylor College of Dentistry from 1983 to 1985.
Hello, my name is Charles Colaw with Colaw Fitness. Today I want to tell you a little bit about Clay Clark and how I know Clay Clark. Clay Clark has been my business coach since 2017. He's helped us grow from 2 locations to now 6 locations. We're planning to do 7 locations in 7 years and then franchise. And Clay has done a great job of helping us navigate anything that has to do with like running the business, building the systems, the checklists, the workflows, the audits, how to navigate lease agreements, how to buy property, how to work with brokers and builders. This guy is just amazing. He's this kind of guy has worked in every single industry. He's written books with like Lee Cockrell, head of Disney, with the 40,000 cast members. He's friends with like Mike Lindell. He does Reawaken America tours, where he does these tours all across the country, where 10,000 or more people show up to some of these tours. On the day-to-day, he does anywhere from about 160 companies. He's at the top. He has a team of business coaches, videographers, and graphic designers and web developers, and they run 160 companies every single week. So think of this guy with a team of business coaches running 160 companies. So in the weekly, he's running 160 companies. Every 6 to 8 weeks, he's doing Reawaken America tours. Every 6 to 8 weeks, he's also doing business conferences where 200 people show up, and he teaches people a 13-step proven system that he's done and worked with billionaires, helping them grow their companies. I've seen guys from startups go from startup to being multimillionaires, teaching people how to get time freedom and financial freedom through the system. Critical thinking, document creation, putting it into organizing everything in their head to building into a franchisable, scalable business. Like one of his businesses has like 500 franchises. That's just one of the companies or brands that he works with. So amazing guy, Elon Musk kind of like smart guy. He kind of comes off sometimes as socially awkward, but he's so brilliant, and he's taught me so much. When I say that, like Clay is like, he doesn't care what people think when you're talking to him. He cares about where you're going in your life and where he can get you to go. And that's what I like most about him. He's like a good coach. A coach isn't just making you feel good all the time. A coach is actually helping you get to the best you. And Clay has been an amazing business coach. Through the course of that, we became friends. I was really most impressed with him is when I was shadowing him one time. We went into a business deal and listened to it. I got to shadow and listen to it. And when we walked out, I knew that he could make millions on the deal. And they were super excited about working with him. And he told me, he's like, I'm not going to touch it. I'm going to turn it down, because he knew it was going to harm the common good of people in the long run. And the guy's integrity just really wowed me. It brought tears to my eyes to see that this guy, his highest desire was to do what's right. And anyways, just an amazing man. So anyways, impacted me a lot. He's helped navigate anytime I've got nervous or worried about how to run the company, or navigating competition and an economy that's like, I remember we got closed down for 3 months. He helped us navigate on how to stay open, how to get back open, how to just survive through all the COVID shutdowns, lockdowns, because our clubs were all closed for.
I'm Rachel with Tip Top Canine, and we just want to give a huge thank you to Clay and Vanessa Clark.
Hey guys, I'm Ryan with Tip Top Canine. Just want to say a big thank you to Thrive 15. Thank you to Make Your Life Epic. We love you guys, we appreciate you, and really just appreciate how far you've taken us.
This is our old house, right? This is where we used to live a few years ago. This is our old neighborhood. As you can see, it's nice, right?
So this is my old van and our old school marketing, and this is our old team. And by team, I mean it's me and another guy.
This is our new house with our new neighborhood.
This is our new van with our new marketing, and this is our new team. We went from 4 to 14, and I took this beautiful photo. We worked with several different business coaches in the past, and they were all about helping Ryan sell better and just teaching sales, which is awesome, but Ryan is a really great salesman. So we didn't need that. We needed somebody to help us get everything that was in his head out into systems, into manuals and scripts, and actually build a team. So now that we have systems in place, we've gone from 1 to 10 locations in only a year.
In October 2016, we grossed 13 grand for the whole month. Right now it's 2018, the month of October. It's only the 22nd. We've already grossed a little over 50 grand for the whole month, and we still have time to go. We're just thankful for you, thankful for Thrive and your mentorship, and we're really thankful that you guys have helped us to grow a business that we run now instead of the business running us. Just thank you times 1,000.
The Thrivetime Show, 2-day interactive business workshops, are the highest and most reviewed business workshops on the planet.
You can learn the proven 13-point business systems that Dr. Zellner and I have used over and over to start and grow successful companies. I mean, we get into the specific steps on what you need to do to optimize your website. We're going to teach you how to fix your conversion rate. We're going to teach you how to do a social media marketing campaign that works. How do you raise capital? How do you get a small business loan? We teach you everything you need to know here during a 2-day, 15-hour workshop. It's all here for you. You work every day in your business, but for 2 days you can escape and work on your business and build these proven systems so now you can have a successful company that will produce both the time freedom and the financial freedom that you deserve. You're going to leave energized, motivated, but you're also going to leave empowered. The reason why I've built these workshops is because as an entrepreneur, I always wish that I had this. And because there wasn't anything like this, I would go to these motivational seminars, no money down, real estate, Ponzi scheme, get motivated seminars, and they would never teach me anything. It was like you went there and you paid for the big chocolate Easter bunny, but inside of it, it was a hollow nothingness. And I wanted the knowledge, and they're like, oh, but we'll teach you the knowledge after our next workshop. And the great thing is we have nothing to upsell. At every workshop, we teach you what you need to know. There's no one in the back of the room trying to sell you some next big get-rich-quick, walk-on-hot coals product. It's literally, we teach you the brass tacks, the specific stuff that you need to know to learn how to start and grow a business. And I encourage you to not believe what I'm saying, and I want you to Google the Z66 auto auction. I want you to Google elephant in the room. Look at Robert Zellner and Associates. Look them up and say, are they successful because they're geniuses, or are they successful because they have a proven system? When you do that research, you will discover that the same systems that we use in our own business can be used in your business. Come to Tulsa, book a ticket, and I guarantee you it's going to be the best business workshop ever, and we'll even give you your money back if you don't love it. We've built this facility for you, and we're excited to see you.
Hey, I'm Ryan Wimpy with Tip Top Canine, and I'm the founder.
I'm Rachel Wimpy, and I am a co-founder.
So we've been running Tip Top for about the last 14 years, franchising for the last 3-4 years. So someone that'd be a good fit for Tip Top loves dogs, they're high energy, they want to be able to own their own job, but they don't want to worry about, that high failure rate. They want to do that like bowling with bumper lanes.
So you give us a call, reach out to us, and we'll call you, and then we'll send you an FDD, look over that, read it, fall asleep to it, it's very boring, and then we'll book a discovery day, and you come and you can spend a day or two with us, make sure that you actually like it, make sure training dogs is something that you want to do.
So an FDD is a franchise disclosure document. It's a federally regulated document that goes into all the nitty-gritty details of what the franchise agreement entails.
So who would be a good fit to buy a Tip Top Canine would be somebody who loves dogs, who wants to work with dogs all day as their profession. You'll make a lot of money, you'll have a lot of fun, it's very rewarding. And who would not be a good fit is a cat person.
So the upfront cost for Tip Top is $43,000. And a lot of people say they're generating doctor money, but on our disclosure, the numbers are anywhere from over $1 million a year in dog training, what our Oklahoma City location did last year, to 25, 35 grand a month.
To train and get trained by us for Tip Top Canine, to run your own Tip Top Canine, you would be with us for 6 weeks here in Tulsa, Oklahoma.
So we've been married for 7 years.
8 years.
8 years. So if you're watching this video, you're like, hey, maybe I want to be a dog trainer. Hey, that one sounds super amazing. Go to our website, tiptopcanine.com, click on the yellow franchising tab, fill out the form, and Rachel and I will give you a call. Our Oklahoma City location last year, they did over $1 million. He's been running that shop for 3 years. Before, he was a youth pastor with 0 sales experience, 0 dog training experience before he ever met with us.
So just call us, come spend a day with us, spend a couple days with us, make sure you like training dogs, and own your own business.
Well, the biggest reason to buy a Tip Top Canine is so you own your own job and you own your own future, and you don't hate your life. You get an enjoyable job that brings a lot of income, but is really rewarding.
My name is Seth Flint, and I had originally heard about Tip Top Canine through my old pastors who I worked for. They trained their Great Pyrenees with Ryan and Tip Top Canine. They did a phenomenal job and became really good friends with Ryan and Rachel. I was working at a local church, and it was a great experience. I ended up leaving there and working with Ryan and Tip Top Canine. The biggest thing that I really enjoy about being self-employed is that I can create my own schedule. I have the ability to spend more time with my family, my wife and my daughter. So my very favorite thing about training dogs with Tip Top Canine is that I get to work with the people. Obviously, I love working with dogs, but it's just so rewarding to be able to train a dog that had serious issues, whether it's behavioral or whatever, and seeing a transformation, taking that dog home, and mom and dad are literally in tears because of how happy they are with the training. If somebody is interested, I'd say don't hesitate. Make sure you like dogs. Make sure that you enjoy working with people because we're not just dog trainers. We are customer service people that help dogs, and so definitely don't hesitate. Just come in and ask questions. Ask all the questions you have.